Hey everyone, GM here. We're here today to talk about a few questions that people have been asking regarding different meditations, visualizations, and contemplations. And it is a conundrum for a lot of people. There's a lot of stuff out there online, on YouTube, etc. Most of it is crap, and it's discerning which is which is very difficult for anyone that doesn't have a guide or a teacher. So really, it's quite simple. All you need to know is contemplation is wonderful to do just in everyday contemplating, but as a practice, contemplation can be used to find out glitches in your thought process. What I mean by that is, and I'm sure most of you will already have experienced this at some point in your life, you can be walking down the road, happy, joy, just enjoying your afternoon. And suddenly, for no reason whatsoever, a negative thought comes up, a horrible emotion starts to come up, your stomach tenses, and your afternoon's been wrecked. And you don't know why. Where did that thought come from? Where did that feeling come from? Oh, well, most people will just accept that that's happened and that's life, and they'll just deal with it. Fine, if that's how you want to live your life. However, it's not necessary. You can do something about it immediately, and it teaches you a lot of things by doing this. So here we go. If this is a problem for you, all you need to do is go and sit in a comfortable chair or go and lay in your bed and close your eyes. Do your favorite relaxation routine for a little while and settle yourself so your heart is nice and calm, your mind is nice and calm. And then just start to contemplate and start to think. And then you'll notice that in your contemplation, a certain thought will come along and your stomach will tense and your heart will start to beat a little bit faster. You may even get a little bit of tightness in the chest, depending on what the thought was and what it means to you. But the point is this: you will see this thought come past and you'll feel the tension. At that point, you can go, there it is. There's the little glitch there that's wrecking my day. Let's take that out of there. So you take that out of there. Now you've taken the glitch out of your contemplation, out of your thought process. And that's it. That's what contemplation is for. You see, there are two types of humans. There are creatures and there are human beings. A creature is someone or something that constantly reacts to their feelings, their emotions, and their thoughts. They just react without looking, without contemplating, without thinking about what they're doing. They just react. These are the kind of people when suddenly they become angry and they'll punch a hole in the wall. That's a reaction. Suddenly they'll get angry and they'll punch the wife or the husband or the child. It's terrible. They'll smash a window. This is reacting to thoughts and emotions as a creature. A human being knows how to be. Emotions and thoughts and feelings will come up, but you'll take check, you'll take note, you will realize that punching a hole in the wall is a very silly, animalistic thing to do, and that's not going to get anyone anywhere. That's the difference between a human being and a creature. So to know what thoughts are wrecking your day, to know what thoughts are coming and going that you don't really need to have in there and shouldn't be there in the first place, you need to do the contemplation exercises, and that settles all of that. Very, very easy. Now, the next one, visualization. You are going to hear so many people talking about guided meditations. There is no such thing. The closest to a guided meditation is someone can show you what it is like when you get to the center of your being with all of your thoughts and everything going on around you. There's only one meditation, and that is getting to and sitting in the spot of pure spirit, pure mind, separate and above your thought processes and your emotions. That's what meditation does, and that's that. The visualization is how you talk to your brain. Your brain speaks in picture form. Many of you have heard me say this before. If I ask you to think, if I ask you what color is your car, you don't see the words, my car is blue or my car is green or whatever. You see your car. And then you'll turn that picture into a grunt, and that grunt I will hear and turn your grunt back into hopefully the same picture. So what I'm getting at there is your brain thinks in pictures. It talks to you in picture form. You then have to use a different part of the brain to turn that picture form into a language. But that's how your brain speaks. You can talk to your brain in words until the cows come home. And it really, unless you're visualizing with those words, and not many people can do that, your brain doesn't know what you're saying. It gets a general feeling, but it doesn't know what you're saying. And this is why hypnosis works. It's all about visualization. This is why visualizing good health and white light and all of these things, they work. Because in the visualization, you're talking to your brain, you're telling your brain to create a placebo effect, in particularly if we're talking about healing here. So, matter, the brain, has the ability to create and manifest many, many miracles. The spirit can create many miracles of its own. The body, the brain, can create miracles in the world of matter, and that's it. Spirit, and in that I'm talking about placebo and things of that nature. The spirit creates its own miracles, such as remote healing, remote viewing. They are the miracles of the spirit, and I do use the word miracles very loosely here. So visualization is telling your brain what kind of a miracle you wish it to create, and it will set about doing that if you give it enough time immediately. So that's visualization. So contemplation is for looking at and working with your psychology. Visualization is for telling your brain what you want it to do for you, for your body, for your environment, for your life in general. Meditation is for seating yourself back into the original mind that you were the day you were born. No thoughts, no opinions, no judgments, no problems. Just pure, unadulterated, pristine, clean, divine mind. No visualization in the world is going to do that for you. If you try to visualize that and think that that's going to do something for you, you're erroneously thinking that your thoughts are going to take you into the spiritual realm, and they will not. So, a very, very, very quick description of what meditation is. This isn't guided meditation. This is describing what you need to do. Just like someone teaching you how to drive a car. They can show you how to drive the car, but they can't drive it for you. You have to drive it yourself eventually. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you how to meditate. And then it's up to you from that point on. No guidance can help after this. So let's go. When you first close your eyes, when anyone closes their eyes for meditation, the first thing you're going to notice is the blackness. And there will be movement in the blackness, just like looking at a bowl of black ink, and it's moving. It's all black ink, but you can still see the movement going on. So when you're sitting back and you first close your eyes, you're going to see blackness, and there'll be movement in the blackness. Some people will tell you to try and stop that movement. Don't do that. That's ridiculous. If you're in there watching that movement, then that movement has nothing to do with you, and stopping it will do nothing for you. So allow the movement to go on. What else are you going to see? While you're in there, you're going to be seeing colors and shapes coming and going out of the blackness and going into the blackness. The shapes will change shape. The colors will change color. But do nothing about that. There are many people out there that will try and tell you to stop that, stop the shapes and the colors. Don't do that. They're not you. Obviously, you're in there watching those things, so stopping those will do nothing for you. Somewhere in there also, you'll be hearing chattering going on in the background. You'll be hearing your ego, your thoughts, thinking, trying to pretend that they're you. Don't try and stop those either. Obviously, if you're in there watching your thoughts and hearing the chattering, that's not you either. So trying to stop that will do nothing for you. That's not the way. What you will notice is, as you're sitting there in that beautiful, pristine, clean little spot, deep inside your mind, you should be sitting there like you sit in your favorite reclining chair, just laid back, absolutely relaxed. So you're sitting there in stillness, and around you is the movements, chattering, thoughts, talking, voices, ego pretending to be you, chattering in the background, shapes coming and going, aches and pains and itches of the body coming and going around you. You at this point should be the eye of the storm. Just sit there, and in the eye of the storm, it is pristine, clean, quiet, still, beautiful, pristine, clean sky above, and nothing is happening. And yet around you, around that eye of the storm, is all of this destructive stuff going on, spinning around you, and in some case that's what's actually holding you there in the middle. But don't think about that, that's irrelevant. So now you're sitting in there in the middle, and all around you is movements and shapes and chattering and thoughts and aches and pains. And what you will notice is your focus wants to shift from the chattering to the aches and pains, to the voices, to the thoughts, to the shapes, to the colors. That is what you have to stop. That is what you have to still. And when you can hold that absolute stillness in that pristine, clean center of mind, with all of this going on around you, if you can hold that for 1, maybe 2 minutes, enlightenment and reality and ultimate truth will hit you like a truck in a nice way. That's all that you have to do. A couple of tips. Sometimes you'll be sitting there and you'll be making great progress. You'll be becoming more and more still. And suddenly you will fall into bliss. And it will feel like you're melting into the oneness of all things. And you will think, oh, that's wonderful. What's just happened there is you've shifted into the wonderful feeling of melting into the all. That was a trap. It's actually happening, but it doesn't mean you should move. Do not move. Doesn't matter what comes at you. Do not move. Whether it's wonderful, whether it's beautiful, whether it's blissful. Be aware of it, but do not move towards it. That can be a trap, obviously. So don't do that. Just sit there and wait and be patient. It will happen. That is meditation. And obviously, when you can sit there, there's no problems, there's no thoughts, there's absolute clarity. You can see the mind that creates the problems. You can see your brain and what it's doing to create the problems in your life. And you will, with great clarity, see what there is to be done about it, if anything at all. When you're in the thought process, floundering around in there, you don't have that clarity. And it's as simple as that. I hope this has helped. I hope this has clarified things. And I hope you start meditating. Thank you.